Welcome back. Now we're going to learn a few more shortcut keys on our keyboard. This will just make us even faster. Remember, speed is everything. Let's get started. Okay, here's my first example. I want to show you how to use the keys Home, End, Page Up, and Page Down in this example. First, I'm actually going to freeze the panes. View, freeze panes, freeze panes. This will lock my headers. So I'm selected here right now. I want to show you the End key. So if I hit End right now, nothing happens. But you did see at the bottom here, it says End Mode now. What that means is that if I click any of the arrows, it will jump just as if I was holding the Control key. So I'm going to click to the right. And sure enough, it jumped all the way to the last column in this data set. Now if I hit the Home key, it's actually going to hop all the way to the left. Think of Home as the opposite of End. It should be labeled as Beginning. So I'm going to click Home, and sure enough it goes to the Home or the Beginning, which you would think is column A. Basically what these two keys do is just go from right and to left across one row. Now if we use this in combination with the Control key, it's not only going to hop across an entire row, it will also hop up and down between the rows. So for example, if I'm selected here and I click Control End, it should go to the bottom of the list and on the far right side. So Control End. Sure enough, this is the last cell that I have. Now what happens if I hold Control Home? It should come up to the very top left. You'd think it goes to cell A1, but instead, because I have this freeze panes in here, it hopped to cell A8. If the freeze panes weren't here, it would have hopped to A1. So by understanding where the Home and the End keys will take us, now you can almost start playing around and adding Shift in there if you want to select while you're also jumping. So Control and End will make it hop to the bottom, but if I hold the Shift key as well, it should select from wherever I'm at all the way to the bottom. Sure enough, it did. Now you could do your pivot table or copy and paste it to a different tab or just delete all of the data. Next I want to show you is Page Up and Page Down. Simply, if you click Page Down, it just hops. And Page Up, it hops back up. So what if we use Control in combination with Page Up and Page Down? Well, it will select the next tab. And let me go back again. Page Down, Page Up. This makes it extremely easy to hop between tabs. Okay, let me show you example 2. Control Page Down. Okay, and here we're at part 2. What if we were editing a large paragraph which was explaining something? For example, we had data up above this and it totaled 155,715. And then our target was $215,000, so we have a difference or a variance of $60,000, $59,285. And let's say our boss wants us to explain this difference. And we need to come in here and we need to make some edits. So how could we do that? Typically, like I just did, I double clicked and you can select this and say we want to delete this line or we want to underline and bold this area. Well, instead of selecting with your mouse, instead just click on this area, and here's another shortcut key, F2. That gets you into the editing mode and you can start clicking around within the cell contents. I want to show you how the Home, the End, the Control, the Shift, and the arrow keys all work within a cell's contents. I'm going to hit Home and it'll bring me to the beginning of the text in this row. I'm going to hit End and it's going to take me to the end of the contents within this row. Now what if we hold Control and then start arrowing to the left? You see I'm jumping just like I was jumping over each cell when I was outside of a cell. Now let's see what happens if I hold Shift and arrow to the right. You can see everything is selected, which is the same thing that happens when we're just selecting cells. So what if we do it in combination, Control and Shift and to the right? It's the same thing, almost like each word is a cell and it's hopping over each one and stopping at the spaces. So now we want to figure out how we can select all of the contents within this cell. So let's hit the Home key. It brings us back to the left. Now if we hold Control and End, it's just going to jump to the end. But if we hold Shift along with it, it will actually select the entire range. So let's do that again. I'm going to go to the bottom, holding Control End, And you see my cursors here at the bottom. Now if I hold Control and Shift, it's going to hop to the top, and since I'm holding Shift, it will select the entire range. Okay, so now that you understand that, let's go ahead and arrow over, and I'm going to hop over to this first sentence, and I want to delete it. So the fastest way to delete it would be, again, I need to select it, so I know I have to use Shift. So I'm going to hold Shift. Then I need to arrow down. So I'm going to arrow down. Now I've got the two lines, but now I need to make it more precise. So I'm going to hold Control and then hop to the left. Left to left to left. And then I'm going to let go of Control, and I'm going to arrow one more over. And sure enough, I've perfectly selected the entire range. Hit delete, and it's gone. Next, I want to go down to this other one and Control over. And since these two words go to the end of this row, I can simply just hold Shift and click End. I can simply format it by clicking Control B to bold it or Control U to underline it. Now that you know how to use these shortcut keys, go ahead and start using it in Excel. And better yet, if you're writing an email message, start using it there as well, and give it a try.